Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hey, Facebook, orange background. Cool. I don't want to speak too loud, but there's people next door. But I do want to do a quick video on something I've just watched or rewatched. I say um, a film about a very important film. There's loads of good films out there that teach you a lot about life, and this one is none more important to me right now. To us, to people in the communities that understand this. So I rewatched a film called We Need. I'm sure you guys might have heard of it or even seen it. It's called We Need to Talk About Kevin. So We Need to Talk About Kevin is the name of the movie. It came out in 2010, I believe, and it's based on a best-selling book called We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. It won the Orange Prize for Best Book. Then they made a movie out of it, I think 2000s. They made a movie out in 2010 by an amazing director called Lynn Ramsley, who's taken on this film. And this film is really a truther movie. There's loads of cool truther movies, but there's one truther movie We Need to Talk About Kevin that talks about a particular aspect of truth that we don't get to see enough, I think, and definitely the mainstream don't know. And that's psychopathy, which is a big trigger word. Psychopaths. Psychopaths. But when you talk about Kevin, there's a specific type of psychopath that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. Because most people, when they hear the word psychopath, think it's people that are damaged by environment. And we all get damaged by environment. We all have psychopathic in us. Some people get damaged more and become psychopathic by environment. In other words, they're born with compassion, empathy, and along the way, trauma, childhood, parents, friends, and they move towards psychopathic behaviour. So they act psychopathic, maybe a lot of the day. But underlying it all, there's a compassion, a human compassion is still there, even if it's overlaid by damage. However, the reason why this movie's so good is because the story is a mum gives birth to a baby with a partner, and she realizes very early on that something's wrong with the baby. Literally, and there's a bit in the movie that's in the book. The baby is crying every time the mum holds it, and every time the dad holds it, the baby stops crying. And this pisses the mum off. The mum starts to think there's something going on there. How can a baby do that? This is crazy. I'm going to analyse it because it's the truth. I know a lot about this shit. Because Genetic Born Pschopathy in this film, which is rarely in films, in such a beautiful mainstream way, I've experienced it, and I've experienced it within my family unit because I chose it within my family unit, so I can relate. Anyway, so this is a bit of the movie that's based on truth. Mum, just give, more or less, the baby's a couple of months old, babies cry, a couple of months old. And in this clip, which is written in the book, the mum, the baby, whenever it's with the mum, starts crying. And as soon as the dad comes and picks up the baby, in the presence of the mum, the baby stops crying. How can a baby have such control of evil manipulation? Because that's what the baby's doing. What I'm saying to you is, some people, not many, are born with no compassion, empathy. They're called genetic born psychopaths. That's one level you have to understand. I only understand it through personal experience and connecting the dots for you guys from this movie, which you must watch, called We Need to Talk About Kevin. The book's great and the film's great. So, the baby, a couple of months old, is already aware to manipulate the mum, to manipulate the family unit. So every time the mum picks this baby up, it cries on purpose. How do I know? Because when the dad picks it up, it stops crying. Yes, it's a movie, but that's what they actually do. I know that. Trust me, this is what they do. This is how evil the soulless, the negative polarity entity enters the vessel of the baby at birth or before birth. But as soon as it comes out mum's asshole, boom, the baby is born psychopathic. And it's a great clip. The whole movie's amazing, but that's a key indicator that this will trigger so many people. Yes, I'm afraid some people are born evil. No, I'm afraid. Actually, it's amazing, a blessing. Some people, thank you God, to me and my growth, talking about me here, when you talk about Harry, when you talk about Kevin, oh, you like this too. I like this synchronicity for me. I used to think I was crazy when all these things were happening to me within my family unit. Not understanding evil can be not by environment, but be born into that. You can be born into that role. And I chose that role within my family unit so that I could get fucked over by said person and then grow from it. But anyway, the movie's called We Need to Talk About Kevin. My brother, who is a genetic born psychopath, is also called Kevin. Boom. So that's it. So that movie's amazing. There's so many clips in there about that I can relate to my own experiences and what I've seen with these creatures, of how they act and how they manipulate within a family unit. The mum, the dad versus the sister, making one think they're crazy, gaslighting one, warping your reality, isolating victims in relationships. They're very sneaky, evil creatures, but they're also a blessing because they wake us up. They're here to teach us lessons. Genetic born psychopaths and elite psychopaths that do evil shit too, but passed down by tradition, where they probably have some kind of compassion, maybe. But there are creatures that are born with no compassion. They are born with no compassion, and you're a fucking idiot if you think you can fix them. Because A, they don't want to be fixed, and if you teach them fixing therapies, all they do is they double down in their narcissism and their evil, and they learn tactics to manipulate that victim and people generally better. You can't fix what doesn't want to be fixed. If there's no capacity to fix, a genetic born psychopath has no capacity. A negative entity, a demon, has no capacity to be anything but a demon that is here to teach you lessons. So don't try and fix a demon. That's what society wants to do with genetic born psychopaths. Wants to try and fix them. What the ancients used to do with genetic born psychopaths in tribes was because psychopaths couldn't hide, genetic born psychopaths couldn't hide in tribes. Now they can hide in the cities. In the tribes, everybody knows each other and everyone has a role to play. You know, everyone works for the team in a tribe of 100, 300, whatever we used to live with. Everyone had a role, and very quickly the baby, yes, Matt, the demons, very quickly in a tribe where everyone knows each other, the baby would be spotted because the demon can't help acting out demonic, can't help being evil. So it would be spotted very early on, the baby, if it was a child, and what they used to do is they would kill it, because if they didn't kill it, that tribe would have experienced before, if they let that psychopath carry on its life, it would manipulate every single tribe member of the group and cause emotional turmoil within the tribe, which could ruin them. So that one way they realised very on the tribes they can't fix these creatures. They would have tried, they would have let these creatures do their thing, carried on, observed them. They would have observed them because tribes were smart then, people were smarter than they are now, and because they could see them regularly, and they would have observed it and realised, oh, there's no point, can't be fixed, he's never going to change, he's holding us back, he just causes trouble, so they would have killed them. The tribe would have killed the genetic born psychopaths. Now, the system is so set up so perfectly that in the cities, there's no tribes anymore, is it? And that's the elite's fault. Everyone's divided. There is no such thing as family units, especially in Western world. It's all been disintegrated. We're struggling as we are to build communities. We're all online. We should all be living together. Do you see what I mean? So then, they can hide. The psychopaths can go to a village, to a town, cause fucking mayhem within units. Eventually, even within towns and villages, people talk. And when enough of them talk, and they realise this guy's funny, then he gets pressure on him, he can't play his games anymore. Boom. How to take a genetic born psychopath's power away from them. Do you know how to sweep the rug off their feet and stop the manipulation of you? Do you know how you do it? I'll tell you. First step, huge, awareness. There are people that are not like you. They don't think like you. Second step, run away. First step, awareness. And second step, run away. As soon as you're aware of them, they stop behaving like this. They can only behave and do all these evil things and hurt you and get inside your heart and break it, like in a relationship, if you believe. So example, they'll get inside you into a relationship, they'll say they love you, it's all fake, and then they'll take it away coldly, like you never existed, like you're dead to them. And that hurts you in a relationship, because you think you've been dating a human, but you've been dating, yes, Matt, you've been dating a genetic born psychopath. And because you think they're human, you can't understand why someone would do that to you. And that breaks your heart. And that ruins you. And that's what they want. So, the genetic born psychopath can feed on your energy. Because what are genetic born psychopaths? No compassion, no empathy, no ability to feel heart center from connection, from talking to others. Truly, I'm sharing you good knowledge here. This is fucking true. They have no ability to feel this. This heart-centered compassion. So what they can do to try and replicate what we feel day to day by being alive, the only thing they can do is to drain energy from positive souls, like yourselves, especially empathetic people. That's what they love, genetic born psychopaths. So to get some kind of high, to feel human when they're soulless, they want to feel human, bless them, they want to feel human. The only way they can do this is to drain energy from the victim. Energy vampires, as my friends here, if there's a series in America and the BBC called What We Do in the Shadows, great TV series, watch it please, it's one of the best comedies you'll ever see in your life, it's on 3 seasons, and in it, there's a character, a jokey human, who works for the vampires, and he's an energy vampire. It's great. He's an energy vampire. That's what psychopaths do. That's why vampires exist. Vampires are symbolic of the genetic born psychopath. Vampires feed off blood, a physical form, but psychopaths, in this reality, I'm not talking about negative entities and other realities coming into us. I'm talking about psychopaths in this reality. Again, back to the beginning, watch the film when you talk about Kevin. Perfect film, perfect book, explains it all for you. They're born this way, but they're like this. Those ones, they'll drain your energy. They'll drain your positive soul if you allow them. They target the weak, the empathetic, and those that are weak, and all of them target only people that haven't figured out that they are soulless. Because as soon as you figure out they're soulless, hey John man, as soon as you figure out they're soulless, they can't hurt you, because you're not dealing with someone. For example, like I said, in a relationship, particularly male psychopaths, genetic born, by the way, can be not just men, but women. Common misconception. They think it's just men. Women psychopaths play a different role. They target a little differently. They still get involved in relationships with guys, but they're a bit different. They do different things. But, so example, in a relationship, a man and a woman, the male psychopath will target a woman with low self-esteem. This is perfect scenario. Low self-esteem woman. She has, I guess, daddy issues. No confidence in herself. The male psychopath will love bomb and prop up her self-esteem. Maybe give her great sex, which she doesn't really feel as sex, by the way, because they can't. It's a different for them. Anyway, he gives her great sex. He props her up, tells her she's amazing. So he boosts her self-esteem over many months, gets her attached, gets her super attached to him. And I can speak on attachment to a level, so gets her super attached to the self-esteem he's propping up. He makes her reliant on him. Now she's reliant on him completely for love, acceptance, and then all of a sudden, months down the line, from nowhere, he withdraws, not physically from her life, but emotionally. Starts blaming her, attacking her, and she wonders, why is he doing all these things? 1 minute he's loving me so much, I've got these great memories, I'm attached, and now he's taking it away. And she doesn't understand she's not dealing with a human heart, because no human would do that to another human that loved another human. I mean, if you didn't lost attraction, you'd be nice. You wouldn't do it all of a sudden. But it's done all of a sudden to drain that energy, the shock, because it doesn't make any sense, it confuses you. Because the knowledge that you're not dealing with a human is the true power, because then they can't hurt you as much. They're not like us. Mind you, I just said it many times. They're really, really not like us. In a simple way. Oh, Matt, fuck you, I'm glad you made that comment. Best fucking movie. Me and Matt know the best fucking biohacks, best fucking supplements, best fucking free medicine, and clearly best fucking movies. We're working in a business together. Fuck me, man, I'm glad you said that. So yeah, energy vampire, it's mad. They're here to suck us dry. They're not like us. When you realise this, when everyone in the world realises this. In fact, they're not just not like us, genetic born psychopaths. They're the complete opposite. They are the dark to the light. Yes, I understand everything is one underneath it all. But here, we're playing in duality. In our example, you guys watching this, even if you're extremely fucked up and have psychopathic behaviour, I would know whether you have a human compassion and heart, even if you're damaged. That's a positive soul. You come into this existence like a positive soul. But there are very few, but some, and important roles they play of the negative soul. That's a simple way. They come with a negative soul, a demon. Not from other realities that comes in through psychedelic behavior, and can possess you. I don't mean that. I mean ones like in the film when you talk about Kevin, real humans. And, as I said, my brother. Yes, my brother. Fuck. Has given me so much. He has put me on to everything beautiful that I share with you guys about psychopathy, and I want to share a lot more about it because it's a huge topic for me. I'll always come back to this every couple of years in my knowledge as I experience more of them in my life, and just develop awareness. There's so many great films out there on them, but that by far is the best. It's a fascinating topic because once you understand genetic born psychopathy, it can lead you towards other kinds of psychopathy. For example, elite psychopathy. Maybe some of the elites, a lot of them are genetic born psychopaths, but some of them aren't. Some have some kind of underlying compassion, but through culture and Illuminati, all this through culture passed down wisdom, maybe they lose the compassion, but it's still there for some of them. But some of them are really born. When you learn that some creatures are not like us from other worlds, in this reality, it really can wake you up, because it certainly fucking woke me up, and it's why I'm so fucking passionate about it. I know so much, and most of what I learned from it is through my experience, and then I find movies that connect with my real world experiences. For many years, I used to think I was crazy. Within my family unit, I thought, this can't be, because I never understood. I wasn't dealing with people like us, me and you. All these bad things were happening to me through someone in my family that I couldn't. Why would they do that? Why would they do that to me? Now I know why. Because they're not like me. He was an energy vampire, and he was draining me of energy, to feed himself. And in doing so, he led me down the path here that I find myself. That was actually my awakening, the path. Definitely. Yeah, the ego is incapable of energy. Oh, exactly. Matt, you're so on point. You know exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. A positive soul has the ability, because it's to create, to connect with other humans, which feels amazing, but even more than what Matt says, to create. A psychopath doesn't have a clue what it feels like to connect. The warmth of conversation, the glow after you just talked to your friends, you've got a nice glow, the oxytocin release from sex. Psychopaths can't even experience that. Psychopaths don't enjoy sex like we do. They do have sex, and they will go for it, but it's for a different reason. It's for power and control, for the energy they can drain from the victim whilst they're having sex for them. These ones, in the physical reality, and I mean by manipulation, there's no pleasure in sex, there's no oxytocin release. And as Matt says, there's only mimicry. They will copy other people's artwork and say it's their own. Psychopaths will. Psychopaths often do that. They can't create. There's no capacity to create within their body at all. So they'll copy other people and say it's their own. Another thing psychopaths will do is they will fake cancer. They will fake it and get loads of money. And they'll have money handed out to them and not feel at all guilty about faking cancer and getting money from people. What they'll do is they will make friends, because they're very good social skills. They learn good social skills to manipulate people better. They are fascinating creatures. They are very observant creatures, psychopaths. They watch us. From very early on, a psychopath will realize within a few years of its life consciously that it's not like us. It doesn't have compassion. But a psychopath has to fit into society. So what it does is it watches us very carefully, our behavior, and it mimics, as Matt says, it mimics human behavior. So it mimics, because it can't feel the joy of social interaction, it mimics that. So it goes about like a robot, like I'm going to interact with this person, but not from heart, for joy, but from mimicry, to get by. The deception, the great deception. The great deception is they're always faking being human. Do you know how to kill a psychopath without actually killing him? I'll tell you how to kill him. Complete awareness of conscious and unconsciously that they are not human. I've got to that level. I've got to that level when I know consciously and unconsciously. How do I know unconsciously? I have dreams about psychopaths and their behavior. And my brother, I have dreams about him long after I see interactions of him doing stuff anymore to me. Not that he's not. I have dreams about it. That's how, when your conscious and subconscious aligns with true deep knowledge and awareness of, oh, there's a psychopath. And by the way, it takes some time to recognize a genetic born psychopath. They need to spend time with you. You can't make an assessment straight away. You might get red flags, but you can't make an assessment straight away. It's really hard because I risk it sometimes and I think I'm 95% sure. I need a few more hours with someone coming to me, some stranger psychopath, and they'll try something. I think, oh yeah, you've gone a bit too far there. You was human, pretending to be human, and now you've pushed it too far with your psychopath behaviour. So yeah, oh god, I think Matt's comments are just making me talk more. But yeah, basically, they're not creative. They can't feel what it's like to create. Oh yeah, the old people's home was the last example I was going to give. They have good social skills because of mimicry and getting by, so they can manipulate better. So another example of psychopath was they'll make friends with old ladies with loads of money, and then with the social skills and even have sex with them as like a toy boy, not through joy, through the fact they're going to get loads of money and manipulation. And then they'll get a free house, a place to stay, and then some of them go and poison. In the extreme end, a lot of genetic born psychopaths don't kill, so I don't want to get that in people's heads, although when you talk about Kevin, he does. The illusion is they all kill. There's loads of tiny ones. I don't know, but I don't think my brother's killed anyone. Wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think, yeah. There's just a lot of small ones out there. I'm not delusional. And, yeah, that's another illusion. Men and women, not just one sex. And, yeah, all that stuff. Alright, I don't want to make this too long. I'm tired a little bit. I've eaten a lot of junk today, so, oh, They Live is an amazing movie on that as well, Matt. So yeah, awesome. I'm glad it's perfect time, Matt. I'm glad you watched. Anyone that got value from this. Again, to recap, some creatures are born not human, and I love talking about it, and I'll keep deepening my knowledge on this subject because I know what I'm speaking is the truth. And I spent many years thinking that I'm crazy, losing trust in people because of what I was seeing. With just a simple piece of understanding that school didn't teach me, some people are born evil, and I had to see it. I had to know it in my heart and read books on it and have that correlate with my experiences of what I was experiencing. No one fucking told me. Even to this day, my parents are in denial of a truth about their son, not me, the other son. They won't admit there's a huge amount of cognitive dissonance with the world. I couldn't afford it, because if I denied that truth, I would be still suffering now. I had to wake up. That was the first release for me. Acknowledgement, I'm not dealing with a human. It's not like me. I'm a positive soul being attacked by a negative soul. I didn't deserve it. I thought I deserved it. I didn't get it. Alright, peace. And exactly the creature David Icke talks about. This is why there might be lizards in human brains. There we go. Lizards in human brains is the genetic born psychopath, the negative entity soul. There are demons in other realms that come into this realm if we change our frequency, but at this current frequency of 3D that we're in, there are those born with no souls, with human skin. Dark eyes, you might see it sometimes. They're fascinating creatures. One random fact about them, the genetic born psychopath, is they don't sleep like humans too. They don't need 8 hours sleep, and they don't sleep like us. In other words, they switch off like a robot when they go to sleep. Completely fascinating. You'll only ever know this if you have one, even a relationship with your life, or you read the book Puzzling People, because I know that's another great book. Thomas Sheridan is on point with a hell of a load, so this makes sense. So anyway, all genetic born psychopaths, in your relationship with them, have a look. They'll turn themselves off like a robot. Sleep. Boom. Weird. No one does that, because we go into hypergonic state, don't we? We go from beta to alpha to theta, and then, but they don't. They go, time to sleep, boom, robot off. And then, to wake up, boom, robot on. And they don't fucking dream. Fascinating. We all dream at night if we don't remember it. Difference, psychopaths, negative souls here, like you and me, they don't dream at all. If they ever tell you they dream, they're fucking lying. They don't dream. They dream as kids, and they lose the ability to dream. They don't need to dream. Oh, and, oh god, I'm talking too much. The fact that genetic born psychopaths don't ever dream past childhood could lead to the argument, this is a fact, but this is an opinion now, it could lead to the argument that dreams are only there to help us learn lessons in life. we do know that through dreams and the subconscious coming out, we learn. And I'm having loads of dreams lately, guys, that are really helping my subconscious into my future, loads. And I'm sure you guys have had them too. You know, like if you have business dreams, you have dreams of finding a perfect partner. I'm getting all these dreams come up because one huge purpose of dreams is to grow, is to help you in your waking life, right? To put information out there, to grow, to evolve. You have experiences in the day, like say you're learning the piano, and then at night time you replay that all the dots connect in a dream. So the fact that psychopaths definitely don't dream at all means they don't grow because they don't need to. They're a negative soul. I've just presented the complete case in my mind for why the main purpose of dreams is to learn lessons and evolve from them. That's the main purpose of dreams. And psychopaths don't have the ability to dream because there's no point learning lessons when you're here to only drain energy from positive souls. You don't need to learn lessons. We are the star of the show in this movie. The positive souls are front and center. You are your own movie. Your own fucking movie. Hey, Graham, man, I think that's not true. Everyone says, unless you've done, like, really, like, weed, like, loads and loads and loads and loads and loads, a complete weed head, you've lost your life. You're always dreaming. But anyway, we are all the stars of our own show. The movie is about the positive souls here on Earth. Everyone is a star of their own show. A lot of positive souls get vaccinated, though, don't they? They're good people, but they're lost souls, you want to call it. But the negative souls, they have to drain our energy. And they don't dream because they don't evolve. They can't evolve. Only positive souls have the option. Not all positive souls do evolve. They take the vaccine instead. But the negative souls can't evolve because they have no compassion, empathy. There's no drive to evolve, only to drain energy. That's all they can do. So that's what they fucking do. They drain your energy, like Colin Robertson in What We Do in the Shadows. So again, a really funny comedy I'm sure you'll all love. It's a smart comedy. It's really fucking funny. Really fucking funny. Is What We Do in the Shadows. And I think it's an American series, although it's on the BBC at the moment, but it's an American series. It's an Australian film, it's an American series. Really good. Energy vampires draining us. That's what they do. So that's encouraging. No matter how fucked up you are God, you are creation. You have a lot of energy. You have creation inside you. And the negative entities want to take your energy because you have something special. You have something special inside you. That negative souls, negative demons, and humans that we think are humans, that some are not born, they never know what it's like to be like us. It feels amazing to be a positive soul here, and it sucks to be a negative soul, and they want a piece of us. They can only get a little bit of what it feels like to be us, like a dirty high. When they drain our energy, it's not really how we feel. It's a fake high that they get off us, not a true high. When they eat our fear, that high, it's nothing like the high we get from connection and love. And chatting and being social. Yeah. On that note, really appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, Psychopathy. Look into it. Cheers, Matt. It's past midnight here. Look into that. Okay, best books. We need to talk about Kevin. The book and the film especially. Amazing film. Book. Best book, though, on it. Puzzling People by Thomas Sheridan. Oh, that book connected so many dots with me. So well written. Thomas Sheridan, since he goes too far all over the place, but he's absolutely right, and it's the best book ever you'll read on Genetic Born Pschopathy that I talk about. It's a select few of people that have them come into life and really have the expertise that, I'll be honest, I've got, and Thomas Sheridan fucking definitely has in that book. Puzzling People. There's another film that you could watch on it called Act of Killing. There was two made. The sequel was called The Look of Silence. The Act of Killing. Very interesting because one of them in it is not just a normal psychopath, damaged one. He's a genetic born psychopath. I've seen it many times, and there's things, little moments and mannerisms where the true self comes out, and I can see it. The genetic born stuff that I've seen with my brother, I see it come out in other people and in what I've read in books. So that's another great book. The Act of Killing. It was a foreign film, Malaysian, I think. Yeah, really good book, and one of them in it, one of the main characters. Alright, that's it, going to bed. Graham, fucking hope to meet you soon at Spirit Horse in August. I'm gonna try and organise something there. So good to see you here. And Jeffrey too. Alright, peace. People lose their body sometimes, but it's a negative soul. Nope, there is such thing, Jeffrey, as a negative soul. Demons, people born like this. One has to experience it. It's a bit like urine therapy and sun gazing, aged urine. One has to experience these things. I've experienced it to know. I have no reason to lie. I've got many years of experience. I need to get better at presenting my information to people as I go deeper into my mastery. But I know what I'm talking about, and that's just my truth. I might be wrong on many things. I'm definitely not wrong on everything I've spoken about, from beginning to scratch at this beginning. So help me God, and Akashic Records, absolutely true. From this presentation, from beginning to end, I've made fucking this is on point. Yeah, absolutely. I can say that in my heart. I don't even need to justify myself. I'm just telling it to you to really feel. If you can feel my energy and what I'm talking about, it's not coming from theory as much as experience. Experience has taught me always a fuck more than that. Alright, so have a lovely day, evening, wherever you're at, and this was a video about psychopathy, genetic born psychopathy, things that I don't hear people talk enough about. I've given movie references and books in it, so pick them up and rewatch if you want to. Peace.